All right, we are live. We are back, and the New York Mets are about to cause absolute chaos on our emotional, mental, and physical well-being, good and bad, I will say, for the next 6+ months. We are back, boys. It's a new season, and with a new season comes a new best friend of the program. Our new friends at Jack Pocket is the new official sponsoring company of We Gotta Believe. And what do we do at Jack Pocket? My boy KFC has been telling me for years, has been on his
I am the king of Jack Pocket. Dude, every day I drive home from work on the West Side Highway, I see that giant billboard that has the mechanical numbers that tells you what the jackpot is. And every time it hits over $1 billion, it feels like it's opening day for me. I love it every time. Every couple months it happens. And you know me, I'm lazy. I don't get off the couch. But I swipe up, grab a ticket on Jack Pocket, and I'm in the running for hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars for literal couch money. It's the greatest app of all time. They got scratch tickets in certain states if you're into that. Powerball, Mega Millions, all your state lotteries, all right on your phone. Truly, when people say click twice and that's all you need to do, and then you go check out and there's a million. No, it's literally click the button, pick your number, done. That's it. It's the easiest way to be in the running for hundreds of millions of dollars. And listen, everybody who's ever won the lottery didn't go into the lottery being like, I'm winning this one. Everybody says there's no shot. It's not going to be me until it is. Just like the New York Mets. One day we will make it to the mountaintop and it'll be against all odds. It'll be crazier odds than Powerball, but it will happen. Probably not this year or anytime soon, but one day it will happen, just like you winning a lottery jackpot on Jack Pocket.
And when it does happen, it's going to be awesome. So
big one
makes ordering tickets quick, simple, and secure. And here's the best part. If you're new to Jack Pocket, they've got a special offer just for you baseball fans. And I know there's some people out there who have not dived in yet because I told my friend about this, who's the biggest lotto guy I know, scratchy guy I know. And he's like, wait. I don't, and trust me, this guy is a couch potato. Just
never have to go to the gas station, never have to go to the bodega, wait online. You just do it right from the cover. When it's 10:59 and the cutoff's at 11, you're like, oh, I don't get tickets. Yes, you do. Swipe and get.
Oh my God. And when it turns into the prize, into billions, that's when there's 18 people on, they're all cashing old tickets in, and you're like, what's going on? No fuss, no muss. Stay at home with Jack Pocket. So download the Jack Pocket app, sign up using code LGM. I like that, LGM, and new customers who deposit $5 will get $10 in lottery credits instantly. That's right, get $10 in credits instantly. We deposit $5 on Jack Pocket, America's #1 lottery app. And if we're talking numbers, boys, I need a number from each of you now. On a scale of 1 to
Clem, do you hear that sound? That's the 96er train revving up again, baby. Choo-choo! All aboard!
We will have our record predictions, our guys, our takes, our probably everything that's going to be completely wrong, but it'll feel right for a couple of weeks at any point of the season because that's the way this stupid sport works. On a scale of 1 to 10, boys, how ready are you to hate baseball again right now?
It was the weirdest offseason. It was the weirdest off. Never happened before, never will happen again. To be that mad, but then that happy. I felt very foolish, but I'm happy in the end. As long I'm always I want to be wrong about my predictions with the Mets. So anytime, especially, I really thought to myself, I remember saying, unless we go get Tucker and Scooble and I'm not going to be happy. And he came pretty fucking close to doing that. So I got to tip my cap.
Wait, so... Sorry, it's pretty busy here. We're getting older. I have the kids, work, whatever.
This is a bit. I know a bit's coming right now.
No, wait, we didn't just lose Pete Edwin Diaz. Steve Cohen doesn't just care about his casino. David Stearns isn't trying to make this, a small market New York team. Did that not happen? What this offseason was, and listen, this happens in the political world about a decade ago, went through a shift where you start to learn people's the way they lean. We now know how many people are ready to jump off that ship when there's some danger, and how many are like, let's just
wait. You are characterizing some danger. It was bad, dude.
It was the biggest collapse and the most gut-wrenching death leading into the offseason. Yeah. And then we didn't do anything for way too long for everyone's comfort as everybody just kept leaving town. It was
This would be like if there was another season of Game of Thrones. And that was good. And then you were like, oh, how many people jumped ship after season 8? That's how bad it was.
The New York Post is interviewing Mickey Callaway for his thoughts like anyone cared. Like, there was pulling out anyway. I was waiting for, like, Ghislaine Maxwell to give her thoughts on the offseason. Like, anyone, every negative opinion.
Clem tries to characterize me as like I jump ship on Cohen. I am never leaving the Church of Cohentology, but that was as close as I will ever get. And I still don't really forgive him for all of it. Like, it still remains to be seen. If we go out there this season and we blow like 30 saves and Edwin Diaz is lights out, like, I'm going to revert back to having a problem. Because that one, to me, like, Pete, we can debate. I think that was wrong, but I get it. Nimmo, it was weird, but like maybe that works out. They dropped the ball on Diaz, and that's just only one thing, but that could be a very big thing. Yeah. But I don't want to. I'm not negative. Not negative. Not negative.
And honestly, we kind of worked through this stuff, but like when we had the emergency pods when they left, I remember you said this, Dave. You're like, listen, I'm still in the church, but like the eye was wandering, or like you were thinking of converting or just becoming an atheist. You know,
I was leaving after communion. I wasn't sticking around the whole time. Like that's where I was at.
He's showing up in sweats on Sunday. What's going on right now? He doesn't really, treat it the same. But again, I said if all the free agents weren't still out there, I would have probably been right there with you. But I was like, it's just like, it's not like they did this all through trade. They did it with the free agents and whatever. That my biggest thing is it's over. Thank God it's over. 25 is gone. That goddamn Phil, right?
It was the most unenjoyable experience I've ever had as a baseball fan. Those 4 months. Yes, 2007, that was 17 days. 3 weeks. Right. Last year, it was June 19th to the end of the year. It was a slow and painful death. And Brandon Walker was telling me, like, I shouldn't be happy about this team. Go fuck yourself, Brandon.
First, go fuck yourself, Brandon, of the year. 10:07.
Someone tweeted at me thinking I dropped an F-bomb on like live TV. I was like, did I just black out and say it? I was like, no, I actually didn't, but I wouldn't have been surprised if I did.
So I think Diaz is the one that we're all going to be, holding our breath and whatever. I saw the trumpets were in LA. That sucked. It is what it is. Thank God most of those days will happen long after I'll probably be waking up to piss. It'll be like, that's when I'll find out about it.
Yeah. And by the way, everyone knows that's Wilson Contreras' song anyway. I don't even know. Diaz is totally biting his style.
This has so much less aura at Dodger Stadium with like a half-empty crowd. Like,
awful. Yeah. But when he's like, saving Game 7 of the World Series, it'll be pretty fucking cool for them.
Or like he's coming into a 7-2 game. Like you really need to have that in the blowout.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
So
wait, before we get into like everything, I have 2 reasons why this is our year. Number 1 is we have shirts like this again.
Yes.
And the last time we had a Yo Nose, Bo Nose shirt, things were pretty fucking awesome. And I also have something else to unveil. So, every Father's Day, my kids get me a Puerto Rican Mets hat. Well, and this is a good lesson for you, Kyle. This Father's Day came and went, didn't get my hat. They just didn't get it this year.
No gift at all?
They got me something, but it was like, and the reason I say you'll learn this is like, as a dad, you just get shitty gifts. Right. You don't even think about getting gifts eventually, right? And then this Mets hat thing started happening, and I was like, I actually really enjoy this. This is great. Father's Day comes and goes. They get me some other dumb bullshit. So my birthday the other day, and they give me a new hat, and it's a white person hat.
Oh no!
It's a plaid St. Patrick's Day Mets hat, and I think maybe me cosplaying as like a Puerto Rican Mets fan has been our problem, and now we're just going like straight white boy plaid Mets hat with a Bo Nose shirt. This could be what we need to change the juju. So I'm just putting it out there for anybody who's going on DraftKings to place your bets. Like, just keep this in mind when you're predicting the Mets 2026 season.
The complete opposite of what our roster looks like.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I was like the Dominican team, and now they are, and we just got to reverse the juju,
Stearns is going to trade that hat to Texas right now.
Look at me and my northern rules. Look at me.
Kevin from the Bronx has been replaced by Clancy from the suburbs, man. Suburbs Clancy. It's perfect for you right there. The Irish.
You got the Shamrock. Shamrock. So this is it. This is going to change our luck, man.
I'll tell you. And that's the biggest thing. Listen, we love those guys, Edwin, Pete, and Nimmo in particular, because they came up from the system, but those ways weren't working. The Puerto Rican hats were awesome. That wasn't working. Yeah. At the end of the day, all that matters, cake punch and Jack Pocket tickets at the parade. That's what we need now. So we have to move on. And
but there's one departure you have to bring up that we didn't talk about. Bye-bye, Jeff McNeil. No more.
Fucking later, man.
Such a non-factor that we didn't even
exactly.
Yeah.
That was like, you just really, that put in perspective how much these teams and executives just fucking lie. You know, like when they were like, Jeff McNeil might be our first baseman. Like, no, he fucking won't. That was so ridiculous for them to even like say that. And he was gone like 25 seconds later. So just remember when you're seeing these reports and these, you know, whatever, they're not real.
That really added the fuel to the fire of the anger too. Like I'm getting PTSD of those dark times where then everyone who was mad is like, wait, and Jeff McNeil's gonna be our first baseman?
Terrible.
Wait,
where did he go? Where is he?
Oakland or
no,
whatever they are. The Athletics. He didn't even have a city. He went to a team that doesn't have a stadium or city.
That dude got just like sent right to purgatory. Holy shit, man, that's brutal.
I like just pulling up to the stadium and Luis Severino just weathered. Like, what did you do?
And I guess we could start with this before we dive into the rosters and all the other stuff. There's going to be one we now know exit after the season, and it's our boy Howie Rose. Obviously, last season broadcasting the Mets here, started in '87, so it's like he started right off the championship. The drought.
I don't think I knew that.
Ended for Howie. Yeah. I'm shocked Frank the Tank has never gotten into as soon as they hired him.
Yeah. Well, that actually is a testament to Howard Rose because the fact that Frank the Tank never set his sights on him is a testament to how awesome that guy is and how beloved. And, you know, sometimes I have this theory that we used up all of our luck as a fan base on our broadcasters, and that's why the team never wins. And I love those guys, all of them, but particularly Howie so much that even if I found out that's the reason why we've never won a World Series, I think I might still sign up for it. Yeah. Because even like there's just something so incredible and like so important about the fact that for the last 35 years as a functioning human, I could tune into Mets games when they were a terrible team 90% of the time and still enjoy it and still enjoy baseball. And what that, like the picture that guy paints and how he does those games, like every single year, even when it was like guaranteed to lose 100 games a season, we still had Howie Rose. The fact that I still like several times a year choose to just listen to the radio for Howie instead, like in the year 2026, not watching, not going, second screens, all this cool shit you can do. I'm just putting on like a transistor radio to listen to Howie Rose. That's how awesome he was. I feel like we all, like everybody who's like dedicated to the Mets at this point deserves a championship. But my God, does Howie Rose deserve one? Or at least like a deep run. Give me like a 2024 magical run where you can have another couple iconic calls. Like if we go out with a whimper somehow this season, he almost has to come back because he can't go out that way.
You don't want it to be where he leaves and then it happens immediately either. Like it's like
he's like Don Mattingly or something.
Yes, he's holding their feet to the fire too. He's like, I plan on being like the leader of this ceremony on the Canyon of Champions. Like you guys better figure it the fuck out because I've been waiting this whole time.
I think he can still do that shit. Like if somehow we win, they'll bring him back for the parade.
Put that little precursor in there too because he does all the in-stadium hosting for like that kind of stuff too. I think he'll still be around. Yeah. But the radio broadcast is like the most nuanced and like skillful position in my opinion because there's so many breaks in baseball and you have to paint the picture for people who aren't on like watching TV. And the way he's able to do it with the stats, with playing off the color guy, it's like he's the mainstay. Whereas like when Keith Rad takes over, and he's great, I'm glad that they found somebody who can fill in. When he takes over, some of the juice is lost. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to change the radio and tune into something else, but we'll see. I mean, it sucks that they lost Wayne Randazzo.
Yeah,
because I feel like they were like
would have been a natural.
Yeah, they were planning on moving on to him, but we'll see.
The call, everyone, the Pete call is amazing. The like end of season soliloquy is like, to me, that's more about like life than the Mets season. you know, where it was like, you're down right now, but like, you'll remember the good times. And I was like, this is poetry, man.
And that's my biggest concern moving forward with, you know, whether it's Keith or someone else. It's like, you have to, the years, and that's the thing, like when you lose an announcer, it's like losing like a family member is like moving away, or, you know, or whatever. But like it's just so goddamn tough because you're with these people, you know, in terms of baseball, 162 times a year, and there's fucking ups and downs, like all other parts of life, and it's really fucked. And the thing about Howie and Gary to another extent, it's like these guys are real members of the family because it's like they have the battle scars of being a Mets fan, and it's just one thing that does bother me. I think every home broadcast, we talked about this last year, should have someone that was raised as that fan. I think with the Mets, it is one of like the few franchises that is unique and has just some of the real wacky stuff. I want to know about the 62 team and, you know, Howie growing up. And you're not going to be able to have people from Howie's generation broadcasting much longer. They're all retiring, obviously. But even just someone like us that was born, doesn't remember 86 and is like just been through the worst team money can buy, the Bobby Bonilla jokes, you know, the Familia fast pitch, like all this stuff that we've been through. And I just hope that whoever's the next person, it's going to be impossible shoes to fill, but I at least like could be the next iteration of Harry Rose. So that's all I can hope for.
Who? So like an ex-player right now that's, you know, there's a rotation of guys in the SNY studio and stuff like that. But that's, I never thought of that. That's important. Like, eventually you just get too old. It's like there's not people from the Yankees broadcast that remember fucking Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? Like, but the Mets broadcasters like basically remember the entire history or were there for like 75% of it. And that's that's gonna go away. That kind of sucks. I never thought about that.
Hearing Howie talk about like Seaver and the 69, you're just like, I wasn't there for it, but like you feel like you were, and then 86 obviously as well. And again, you're gonna have to get someone that was maybe an 80s baby or something like that moving forward. But it's like if I get someone that grew up a Yankees fan or a Braves fan or a Cubs fan or whatever, it's like I don't know. I hope that's my biggest concern with Howie leaving. It's like it's almost impossible to fill how great he is his job, but it's like at least the little things.
And again, to the point, radio is different than TV. Like they just filter in Anthony Recker's on SNY. You know what I mean? Like they filter in these guys. Radio, you need like the pedigree of I know how to call a game and keep people engaged, listening, and they can't see the game. So it's like
you have to tell stories when you're on the radio, and he has the stories.
Yes.
And a new guy, you're not going to hire someone who's the same age as Howie. That makes no sense. You're going to hire like a 45-year-old guy. And he'll tell you stories from like the 90s, but that's about it. You know, it's like there's really nothing.
I'll tell you right now, if it's Sal Licata, I will not be listening.
Oh God.
I know a guy, he's getting a little washed up right now, but I know he's a big fan. I know he's covered all this crazy stories. He's wearing this old fucking hat with a shamrock on it right now. That guy, like, let me tell you kids about the time when there was a big old black dildo in the background.
I was actually just going to say, even if there was some world where I was a broadcaster and they offered me the job, I would of course take it. I think I would do a great job telling the stories that I can tell. But even I would have to realize like there's just, I'm lacking because I'm not old enough and don't have enough history. And
I think the first West Coast trip, you drop an F-bomb and they'd be like, all right, see you out of here. Like this fucking team.
Let's hear about Anna Benson.
I found, I was at my mom's house the other day and I found all of my old tape cassettes from when I was working at Fordham and I was covering the Brooklyn Cyclones and I would do like demo play-by-plays. So I got to go get like a convert to MP3 sort of thing. And maybe we'll listen to some of my calls. I'll see how bad they were. But there was a time where that was what I wanted to do before I realized that you make no fucking money and you'll never get the job you actually want. But
and you're also traveling everywhere.
Like, dude, that was, I mean, I had to just go to Brooklyn every day. And I was like, this sucks. What about if you have to go all around the country?
And then you're following, you know, when the team is like, God, anyone, I think the 2025 team, Howie was probably like, you know, I'll stay around for 5 years. After last, he's like, fuck it, I'm out after next year.
Yeah.
2024, when he was doing that send-off, now looking back, he was probably like trying to ride off into the sunset that year.
Yeah.
So
but it really has made me realize that like this is kind of the end of an era in general. Like it's time to fucking like, and if it takes more years to win, we're like not even connected to the forget 86, the Subway Series, even the 07s and so 06. Like it's so far now that it's time to get it done almost in honor of all those things, because if not, you're just so far disconnected from all that. It feels like an entirely different team.
Yep. All right, so obviously big year for Howie, and we had him on during the beginning of the quarantine. We were still like, what's this whole quarantine thing, guys?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna make some banana bread, and little did we know what was coming to us. So check that out on the YouTube. Maybe we can get Howie. I mean, I think most of us have met him. Alyssa was nice enough to take us by, back in the day, especially when she was in New York. I mean, just a 10 out of 10, like don't meet your heroes kind of thing does not stand for Howie Rose. He was even more gracious than you could ever imagine. He's the fucking man. So hopefully the best there. And if we're waxing about memories here, big story of the season, that's going to be the marketing team thing, the 86th anniversary, obviously going on. I think bobbleheads, giveaways, that's kind of it. I'm at the point now with the 86 team. It's same with the Giants. They do this all the time now. They're moving on to the 07-11 teams. The past is the past. I'm happy these guys can cash in for life. I think the best part about the 86 team is you could tell free agents, guys, if you win here, look at these guys.
That's the thing.
They do whatever they want forever.
As much as I want to move on, you have to keep the lore and nostalgia around so that, that would have been a big pitch for me to Pete. If you wanted that to work out, right? Yep. Stay here and you'll be a Met for life. You have a career after your career. Now you leave, maybe not so much. So I sometimes when I'm like, this is overkill, I think there's actually some importance there in terms of building your Hall of Fame and your free agents and all that sort of shit.
Yep. And now that we have an ownership that really does take care of the people, the players and the people that, help build this franchise, it can, Kyle, show the shirt. That guy right there, he can, he'll take care of you for as long as he's in charge.
For the people thinking that he was all in for the casino too, he made $3 billion last year doing nothing. He's just the head of the company. That's it. He probably jumps on a Zoom call and goes, "I'm good on my end," and then mutes himself and pieces out back to the ballpark. $3 billion in 1 year. That's more than the team cost. That's insane.
It's crazy.
So, yes, I'm sure he likes the casino, whatever. He doesn't actually care. It's just going to print him even more money for us, for the team.
Yeah,
he still replies to Portnoy on Twitter too, despite making. I'm like, guys, please stop. I don't need. My heart does not.
Bro, when that happened for the first time, and now it's the 10th time, I was just like, how the one guy that I want to and embrace and all that is also in the Portnoy verse. It's how does this happen, man? God damn it.
That's tough. That's not a place I'd like to be. Speaking of the owner, he said no captains no kings, no captains as long as he's the owner. That stops the Lindor stuff. We can stop talking about the goddamn Nimmo stuff. This was during, like you said, Phil, the muckraking session of the off season when they're just trying to bring up everything. It's over now. It's finally over.
I think that's smart, by the way, to just because it does open the door for all this talk. Oh, should Lindor be the captain or should Nimmo be the captain? Oh, is Soto upset that he's not the captain? Just fuck.
People think Kadiel Lindor just cleaned out all the Republicans from the team, or those things.
You have the hat there, Kevin?
Not anymore. This Kadiel Lindor's a problem. Let me tell you something. Last year I'd be like, "Hey, mommy's my queen." Now I'm like, "No, not anymore."
And Kyle, like you call it, Cohen-Topolis, Topolis. I don't know how you pronounce it. That's starting. I mean, it started last season. You could see behind the stadium, they're building everything up now. I imagine parking and all the other transportation is going to suck even more than usual. I know it's $50 a head for me to gripe about now. $50 parking for a game.
They're doing $5 off railroad tickets to just try to get. If you have a ticket to the game and that's where you're going, they'll give you $5 discount because eventually you're not going to be able to drive because they're going to be building over it and building the high rise. That season's going to be weird. But it'll be for the best.
Or during the lockout, they can build it all.
So that's actually a good idea. Yes.
Yeah. Steve said, actually, guys, lock out because this is going to be a real headache for me logistically.
Dude, speaking of headache, real quick, because I know this is not that important, but the 999 box challenge thing, people now, it's just they're trying to do something quirky and fun, and now it's become a controversy. That's got to be so fucking annoying for the people who came up with the 999 box, where it's
well, give them the beer.
I know,
Did you see the last video I made?
Yes, but you're saying that's not even a full beer?
They're going to give you a 24-ounce can to fill the cups yourself, and they're selling it as 4-ounce cups, but it's only going to fill 2.5 ounces. So it's a shot of beer.
That part is stupid. But I also, the people out there who thought that they were going to sell you 9 I mean, you haven't been able to buy more than 2 beers your whole life. And now you were going to get a tray of 9 full pints of beer. That's not going to happen. So it's just kind of a quirky, like funny thing. But I get it when you name it like this challenge, people want the real thing. But it just goes to show that like coming up with the slogans and the giveaways and the this and the that. And all it does is open up the door for people to be like,
that's Aramark, by the way. That's not a Mets deal.
Oh, okay, good.
Thank God. I saw like the Giants did it, and now I think like every team's doing it. I was like, oh, thank God. Someone said they gentrified the 999.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Exactly.
Great line.
Participation trophy.
Yeah, exactly. I call it the 999, like not the challenge, like the entry exam. You have to do that before you do the real thing. Right. I think part of the 999 challenge, you have to get your ass up like in between and
9 times. Yeah. Right.
Get back, order more, find a way to like have someone sell you beers 7, 8, and 9 by that point. Right. So speaking of beers and drinking and eating and all that stuff, Barstool Ballpark, we're still waiting to hear back from the rep. I hit him back up. Still waiting to hear. If we do it though, which I think we will, it's going to be like June or later. April and May, we've realized the weather sucks. A lot of people going are like us. They're old and they don't want to go during the shitty time of the year. And I think we're basically on the road a whole bunch early in the season, which boys, what's the date, Kyle? When's our last 10 o'clock or later game?
It's like mid-June.
June 19th.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a lot early. Coast, like the second week of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going right to San Fran, and we're living on the West Coast for like 2 months, but then it's done before summer hits, basically.
April 2nd, 9:45 first pitch. April 3rd, 10:15.
I'm going to be up regardless, so it works out for me.
Oh, bro, I don't know. That sucks. I don't think I like that. I think I'd rather spread them out than like the beginning of the season is when I'm like most revved up, and now I gotta.
Oh, May 1st to May 10th. Angels, Rockies, D-backs. Lots of 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock starts.
And those are 2 of those stadiums. I don't like being in Arizona or Colorado because weird shit always happens there. So that, and then it's late, and then my whole night's ruined, and then my morning's ruined because of my night.
Fuck. Dude, I'll tell you, man, I was not ready for baseball. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
It did sneak up.
Told you guys. Oh, man. But everything will change once we see our beautiful baby boy, Juan Soto, in the lineup again. I think Juan is he's going, like you said, he's gunning for the MVP. I think it started with the stolen bases last year. He goes, you guys wanted to suck Shohei for 50-50, and he was a DH. I'm going to do that and at least play the field. And I think he's going to try to do everything in his power. It's like a money thing, but it's more of a respect thing, I think. I think he feels slighted that, to be fair, Shohei is a cheat code, especially when he's pitching. But Juan, I think, is gunning for MVP in the next year or so, essentially.
Let me say this. I know it's a long season. I know it's 162 games. It's a slog. I want to see just a couple of moments of Dominican Republic Juan Soto this season. Yes. I don't think it's asking too much to have the biggest contract in baseball and to seem like it's a chore versus this dude's playing for free and looks like he's having the most fun of his entire life.
I get that, and of course I want that too. And honestly, it makes me consider Mark Gooden's 39% rule. Like it should maybe be like a 79%. Like if I'm a GM and I see what just happened in the WBC, I might go Los Mets like all the way.
I want English translators. I want Brett Beatty to have a skit.
English translators would be amazing. I think it only makes sense. It's like anything else. It's like I don't know. It's like at Barstool, if I was like jacked up and going like crazy for like the flag football or Survivor, like some of the fun things we do. And then it's like, why don't I get that energy when you're just like podcasting and blogging? It's like, well, that was like fun. That was like a summer camp. That was me and my boys and Dominican, and it doesn't really count. And it's just an all-star game. Of course you're going to be fucking fun. I mean, I think the problem is most people associate the fun with being better, you know?
Yeah, it helped that he was just mashing baseballs the whole time.
Well, that's what I mean. To me, if he mashes, he could be silent, stone-faced, and straight up tell me I'm not friends with Lindor. Or, he could be a party. As long as he's hitting and producing, I don't really fucking care. But yeah, I do agree that if we could just have a shred of that vibe for everybody, it would be better than what we've had in the last few years.
Than Jeff McNeil pouting in the corner and pissing everybody else off while they're winning.
Yep.
He's also moving to left field this year, which is like pretty big, just because now Benj is a plus defender in right field.
Yeah, we're gonna realize Love Nimmo, but like we kind of just statue out there, and it kind of just fuck up our defense once we signed Juan. Which again, Juan being there lessens the Pete blow, because remember what it was like. I remember before, this is 24 before Pete hit the home run against the Brewers, and we were talking about a 380. It's like, where are you going to find 40 home runs? Juan Soto. We just found it. Now we have to, build in the aggregate and build the rest of this team out. So we have a slugger in Pete's ilk that also just gets on base an absolute shitload and makes everyone around him better. I don't know if this is true. I guess I'll ask Phil, the resident internet guy of the podcast. Armand is amazing. I love that someone commented rent-free on the Yanks.
I'm not sure if that's photoshopped or not, because I've only seen one picture.
There is no fucking way.
That's what I mean. My initial instinct is, oh, that's fake, because I've only seen one edit of it.
No,
if there's like multiple edits, like different timestamps. I'm like, okay.
First of all, it's written in English. There's no fucking shot.
Which actually brings me to the next point with the English. Do you think it's as easy as just like, I don't know if I know we do have heritage nights. Do we just have like four Dominican nights a month? And that's when Juan just comes out and it's like bet the over on all of Juan's props for the night? Because remember when Lindor had the 3 home run game against the Yankees and that scene on top of the dugout, I go, that is what I want. I want fans that are fired up. They're repping the country. They're repping the Mets. Remember the flag was going. That was great. And it's like, embrace this shit, Well, the Kevin Clancy's of the world with their Irish hats can have their Irish Heritage Night, likely on a Tuesday night in, April. But everyone else, the pennant race is going on.
I will, like the whole thing about, like, I want the vibe from the Dominican team on the Mets. I think that's dependent on the fans. Like, I think those guys, they feed off each other. And the fans are in the crowd fucking waving the flags and going bonkers. And the players, like, give it back to them. So it's more of a challenge to, like, I don't know, all of my Hispanic Mets fans get out there and fucking dance on the dugouts, and we'll get Los Mets going like it's the WBC.
I mean, they set the attendance record last year. So if they continue to come out, and they did put together, it's a stark difference. Even, like, going into the season last year, we were like, oh, our pitching could be a problem, whatever. Like, the lineup seems okay. Like, looking at last year's lineup to this year's lineup, we all loved when the team was death by contact in, what was that, 2022. This team is that team, except they do it more consistently. Like, there's 300 hitters on the team and people who like contact. Carson Benj, we're going to get into it, but that guy is the perfect 23-year-old call-up because all he cares about is putting the ball in play and not striking out.
And that's what I love, by the way. We did it through free agency. We did it through trades. We called people up. Like, everything that was at our disposal to change this roster, they did. So,
and it's something you had to do after how bad last year happened. Like, when you have collapses like that, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, this isn't working. We got to change it.
And even if, like, I still contend that Pete, we should have kept him. But, like, even if there's parts of it that, you don't agree with or maybe could have stuck around, I'd rather be more aggressive fixing it than more conservative. Like, Phillies fans have got to be fucking miserable right now.
Their only real ad is Adolis Garcia.
They're just running it back, basically. And it's like, if those guys if any of those guys get hurt or fall off or regress, like, they're fucked. So, and the flip side is, like, we have a whole bunch of new pieces that have to click. And if they don't, we're fucked. But I'd rather that than the alternative.
Yeah, I'd rather try change than just running it back.
Yes.
And Kev, you want to talk about the hat you're wearing? They're sold out in the Phillies because all the guys on the Phillies team are wearing them. Like, that is a very just vanilla team, to say the least.
For real.
It's funny looking back too. I thought about this with Pete. I know it was the 5-year deal that I think did him in, and we could go over it a million times. I think Pete did want to be here. I also think he could have signed that deal like 3 years ago if he really, really wanted to be here. And I think the Mets didn't want him here this time. And obviously last year was very much on there. And it worked out great for him. I do truly hope he mashes. I know they're going to be the LOL Mets stuff and the Mets fans who just haunt us and the haters, whatever. But at the same point, like, what happened? Like, Kyle Schwarber was almost here. They gave him the 3-year deal, right? And it's like, that would have been pretty cool. And that, I think, does change the team if RDH is Schwarber instead of Polanco. I think that would have made us feel a little better.
Dude, that's the only thing that I would have gone for broke, I think, for Schwarber. Man, like, getting to root for – I've also just had a thing for Schwarber. Like, Lindor, I had a thing for Lindor when he was on the Indians, and I was like, I'd love to have that guy. And then we got him, and I remember being like, oh, my God, that never happens to me. I have always had a thing for Schwarber. When the Cubs were giving up on him, the Red Sox were giving up on him, I was always like, what is going on? And that's why I feel very similar about Pete, but even higher level with Schwarber, where I was always just like, I don't care about his fucking glove. Just give me that guy who mashes. And it would have been, like, to me, the move to really try to go for it. But I also think he was probably wanted to head back to Philly anyway. So
I think he's a big dumb masher like Pete, but it's like the different kind of dumb. It's like goofy dumb, where Pete's
like annoying dumb.
Pete's a little. You can call it what it is now. These longer. I think we even said it at the time, but we love Pete again. Nothing but the best out there, as Mike would say. Mm-hmm. So now we have the guys replacing him. Carson Benj, we talked about. The reason we kind of held off till today, I was like, I wanted to make sure we knew what was happening with Benj. Fucking sucks. Talkman, I think Talkman was going to make the team.
Was that not the most Mets thing ever?
Like you said, Kev, when Kyle sent it to the group, he's like, Talkman leaves the game. And I'm like, it sucks. And they're like, wait, he was walking to his position.
I thought he got hurt playing baseball. And then I saw the clip of it. I was like,
he and I just tore his meniscus last September, by the way. So this is a reoccurring thing.
Of course. But like that, that doesn't happen unless it's already weakened. But I just think to myself, like, go show that to Jack Hughes with no fucking teeth in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like some football players, Ronnie Lott playing with a broken finger and shit like that. Like, come on, guys. Come on. You can't. Yeah, that's shit that happens to me. Like, I would get hurt running out onto the field. Come on. Well, something happens, you put on that uniform.
If Mike Talkman's the biggest casualty, we're in a good spot. Because this was the first World Baseball Classic since its inception. The Mets did not have an injury in a tournament.
Is that right? We've always had somebody injured?
I believe. I don't remember. Did anything happen in 2006? I know 2009, JJ Putz, 2013, David Wright, 17, Lugo, and then 23, Diaz. So every World Baseball Classic besides this one and the first one.
Crazy.
Best World Baseball Classic ever. I'll call it right now. Yeah. Right? I think we can all agree on that. I guess if we want to get it, like, again, the World Baseball Classic, if the Americans start caring as a team, every American starts caring as much as the other teams, then it's like I can get into it. When Tariq Skubal, to his credit, has a payday coming, he's thinking with his fucking brain as well. The Olympics, if the guys play for the Olympics, it's the Olympics. What are you going to do? It's also that's mid-season. Are we going to take a break? Is that, Phil? It
would be like a 2-3 week break, whatever it is. Because already doing the All-Star break.
That makes me like it more. Like, I get a break from watching baseball too. Then I'm in.
Until they'll be in mid-season form. They're not like ramping up to before the season starts.
Yeah, you play with cold and shit.
2028, if they do have the lockout in 2027. You're asking Major League Baseball to take a year off, and then during the summer when there's no other competition from sports to be like, we want another 3 weeks off. We'll see.
Yep. And again, you ask someone in like 3 years who won the last World Baseball Classic, you're going to get a lot of like, and blank looks on your face. So it's over. Everyone seems good, which I guess takes me to the next point. Somehow, I think honestly, it's because Tyler McGill is hurt. They're like, well, I guess we're going to have all our pitchers stay healthy now. As of now, knock on wood, 6 guys in, 6 guys out, 6 guys ready for opening day. It looks like Minaya is the odd man out because he is throwing about as fast as I can.
Because he's throwing like a high school kid. Yeah.
He's piggybacking, and there's our third lefty for the bullpen right now. So spin zone, we now have a lefty for the bullpen. Phil, I'll ask you as like the diehard who watches all the stuff going on in the league. Is anyone else piggybacking, or is that just a Mets thing right now?
I believe it's just a Mets thing right now, just because we're the only real team with like 6 healthy starters that are doing this 6-man rotation. And I do like how I respond to it, saying it's like, yeah, I am a starter, but I'm accepting my role in the bullpen, and I'll try to work my way out of it.
I mean,
rather than doing the Marcus Stroman, I'm a starter.
Yeah.
I'm a starter.
It helps when you're making $25 million.
That's true.
That's the exact attitude you want. I think it's over for Sean Manaea. I'm not wishing it. I don't hope it. I don't like. And I thought the opposite. I remember when he got his surgery, came back, did the Chris Sale thing. Then I was like, you just got to get healthy again. And with that new arm slot, you'll be fine. And I just, between how bad he was after the surgery and now the velocity, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but it just wouldn't surprise me if it was like this guy just throws like 90 miles an hour now, and you can maybe get, a mop up inning out of him, but like that's it. That just wouldn't surprise me.
It's only 2 more years on the contract too.
It wasn't that much money to begin with. Like that's
it's burnt money, but it's like burnt money like from Steve Cohen. It's not like hurting you.
And it was worth it. It was worth it. Like it was worth the risk. If he pitched as well as he did in the playoffs, and after that arm slot thing, it would have been worth the money. It doesn't work out for the Mets ever.
He was the only pitcher that really had a chance versus the Dodgers lineup, and
he had the most upside to bring somebody back.
Totally.
Like, Severino looked great, but you were like, if you're gonna like plot out who's gonna have a better chance of being the guy, it was him. At least he's lefty. That's the only other thing you can fall back on. You're like, okay, you're going to be a little wonky, we'll throw you in the bullpen and just be lefty. That's it.
Seems like a good clubhouse guy too, so it's not like you're having this like sulky dickhead out there, which is nice.
Bringing Jonah Tong under his wing and everything. Yeah.
I don't want.
We have more MLB ready depth like this time around compared to last year. It's like Christian Scott's in the minors, Jonah Tong. It's more than last year. I'm just listing them off.
Yeah. So actually, that takes me to the question I had from Nick Parisi. He asked us $1 million questions for the boys in this glorious Major League Baseball opening week. Who will throw the most innings this season for the Mets? Sean Manaea, Christian Scott, Jonah Tong, or Tobias Myers?
Not Senga? What?
Well, this is for like the Senga hopefully is healthy and is just pitching with the normals. This is the mosh pot match.
Got it. Yeah. I see what you mean.
I want to say Scott just because I think he's the best pitcher out of that group. Like,
I hope it's Scott. Like, if it's not Scott, that would suck because that sucks for him. He's got like this is a big year for him. I think.
Like he was the best pitcher of that group. Like the one that came up first, just he had Tommy John surgery, and I think there's a decent chance by the end of the year he's our third best starter. I think he can be that good.
Tobias Myers interests me a lot, by the way.
Very much so, and
like
the fact
that's Myers
asked for him. Makes me feel like he knows what he is. Kyle, what do you think of that? Manaea, Scott, Connor Myers.
I would like it to be Manaea.
Yeah, you like that too.
I mean,
and also, there's a lot of value. Like, if any of those guys are the guy, I think that's there's a good story there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it depends on if the other guys are bad. But like, if Tong settles in as like a real starter, that's great. If Tobias Myers is like the guy we think he could be, that's great. If Manaea bounces back, there's all really.
I don't even need Manaea to be the starter. None of our guys throw more than 6 innings. Like it's like a chore to try to get them to 6. So if he's just going to be the back end guy and be like this swing pitcher for our 6-man rotation, like I think that's almost you need that guy because. Senga's only going to throw every 6 days, and you're trying to keep him healthy, which every year he says the same thing of like, oh, I feel comfortable in this new body. I'm like, the hell does that mean? What are you talking about?
Baseball
one full season, and you almost won Rookie of the Year, and we haven't seen anything from you since.
The difference between him just like his body breaking and Yamamoto pitching games 6 and 7, it's just it's like I cannot imagine a stark difference like that.
And I remember thinking like, well, Yamamoto cost $400 million, so I'll take Senga at his cost. And it's like, no, there's the hundreds of millions of dollars difference. There it is.
I can't believe his translator said that too. He said the bad man is gone. Talking about Pete. That's what that fucked us. Like that was I remember being like, guys, it's all right. At least we have other people coming, but like this feels bad. And it was the beginning of the end, and then everyone else went down. The worst case scenario is all 4 of these pitchers throw 40 innings because that means everything went wrong, and then we're going whoever the 5th version of this, these pitchers are. I think Senga has like the most to gain or lose this season, basically in everyone's eyes. Right?
They tried to trade him in the offseason. It's just no one was like giving him like anything of value.
He's like begging and pleading to stay on the team. It was weird for him. I hope like he gets a hot start to get going, because if he doesn't and he falls back into what he was, which is like can't find the strike zone, and then when he does, he's just throwing the ghost fork. They're not swinging at it anymore. Like the book's out on him.
Yeah, and I do feel like if they do the 6-man rotation or piggybacking, it's all for essentially Senga and then Manaea as well, because he's been sucking. Kyle, as a former pitcher, like you think for Manaea, like getting into a piggyback role, or if there's a 6-man rotation, like knowing your days when you're a starter, and then like, or if you're going to, I don't think they're even going to say, they're not going to say, listen, he's going to piggyback Senga. They're going to say he's going to he'll be available in the bullpen. Cause Evan Roberts has talked this a lot on the Rico Bronya. You don't want to just let your opponent know, oh yeah, you're going to have a lefty coming in the 5th inning. If the pitch, you want your pitcher to go as long as possible, your starter. And then if they need Manaea, they need him. Like, do you think mentally, I mean, he's an old vet, but it is different, especially someone's been doing it this long.
I think they probably tell him, like, this is the most likely scenario. Like, we like this matchup for you. You're probably going to come in for so-and-so who's, not throwing a certain number of pitches. It's not working for him when he knows what day he is throwing. So maybe that takes, like, the thought process out of it. And he just goes out there.
Right, you're pitching today. What? Get out there.
Then he could just focus on his routine and, like, okay, I guess I'm going to go throw today. So I don't know. It's going to be
some Wilpon era shit.
We tried to do it last season. We were like, yeah, we're going to piggyback him. And then he did it once. It was successsucul. And then they said, oh, actually, we're going to make you start. And
I thought that was the greatest plan. I thought that was like, I was like, this is going to work. I think we should try it again.
And remember, it was like Holmes too. He's a converted reliever. It all made sense.
It all lined up.
Yeah.
Holmes would work like if the Cardinals did that, they'd win the World Series or something. But the Mets do that, it's a fucking joke.
Not only Kev, then the next season, half of baseball will be piggybacking, and then everyone would be except for like the Angels who always do like their own weird shit, and then it would just become the new Moneyball. They make a movie about it. Yeah,
right.
But the Mets do it. It's like, what the fuck are these idiots doing?
Jokes. Yeah.
God damn it. Almighty. Well, if it's not the starters was the reason last season blew up. I mean, that, you could complain about the defense started sucking, the bullpen was taxed by the end because of the starters, whatever. It does feel this season the defense could be the thing that ends up killing us. I do think
the run prevention team that Stearns built is not prevention
with that a bunch of guys in positions.
Dude, before. Imagine like digging your heels in on the most preposterous lie rather than just saying, I didn't like Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo. They weren't my guys. I didn't sign them. I don't think they're good contracts. They're white. I don't like them. They're gone. Just say that, because when you tell me that you're like building a team on defense and you have like 5 guys playing out of position and guys who can't fucking field ground balls and all this shit, I don't even care about it. Like, I think they're fine, but I just don't tell me that like your concern was run prevention with the team that they put out there.
Yeah, Kev. Yeah, when you say like you're white, you have to wear the hat for that. So then we know that it's coming from that angle.
Voted MAGA, you gotta go. Like that's it. Don't talk about defense.
I mean, Pete was the worst defensive first baseman in baseball last year, and we replaced him with someone who's never played the position before in their lives. So we'll see how good Dori Blanco does. Like to see him from Moneyball. Playing first base is easy. Tell him.
Everybody can do it.
Yeah,
I don't care if you can't field a certain distance to your right. I just need you to pick the ball when they throw it to you. That's it. That's all there is to it. You play first base. If you play first base and you play left field, we know what we're getting out of you. We're hiding you on the field away from everything that comes to you. You just need to be able to pick the baseball.
No.
And he did. He does.
Yes, no. We've talked about this. The bad man, remember? He's Godzilla. It's
Okay. And you have to be able to
after you'll throw it.
Underhanded.
We have to include that as well. We have to include that. True. Phil, when Phil had that fucking, did you make that yourself, Phil? That fucking
I did make that cut.
Oh,
like 12
Phil in the lab is dangerous. Holy shit. That was, and people are like, this is only the runs that like lost the game for us. Like you didn't even go really that deep. That was vicious, bro.
I mean, a lot of those were like game-losing throws, like the one versus Nets. Like we missed the playoffs by a game last year, and I pointed out like 4 or 5 different ones where it's like, oh yeah, if he just makes this throw, it's like
we're probably. I know, but he also fucking the only reason we were a game out of the playoffs is because he mashed the shit out of the ball. Yeah. Or how many times would Lindor have had the game-losing error because Pete picked it? Like you can play that game all day long.
Yeah, the picking is again, no matter who's first base. They just have to pick because we'll just be like, all right, well, that's good enough for me. Like if they're equal,
it is. I mean, it is. Like I get when you're talking about giving out money and shit, you get down to the nitty gritty. But like truly, if you can mash and you can catch the ball when it's thrown to you, that's what's going to be happening 90% of the time. The throws to first and the throws to second are happening once in a blue moon. Even if you fuck up all of them like Pete did, I still would take it. But whatever.
And by the way, Polanco was a natural second baseman, right?
Who?
Polanco, who'd be playing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so you already have better hands than a regular first baseman if you're playing second base.
True.
Beatty,
my guy Beatty.
Yep.
My guy. And then I heard people call him Brett McBeatty. Like it does feel like I think it's going to be.
Don't start that.
This is just a gay. I don't want that. I'm not going to put that evil on him.
Brett McBeatty is so mean. That's like the meanest thing I've ever heard. Don't say that.
That was rude. Evan Roberts again. I was.
That's rude, Evan.
This offseason here. I feel like our best lineup is going to be Beatty at first because I don't think Polanco has looked that great. I think Beatty's just better at defense than him.
Here's my thing about Beatty. If you're going to do all this, I think you should trade him. I think his value as a trade chip, if you just give him a position, like when we all thought he was just going to be our third baseman, like I'm cool with that. But if it's going to be this Brett McBeatty shit, I think it's probably better to just be like, you're a good player, but you don't fit in this roster. And let me use you to go get some pitching or something like that. Because I think you're going to end up fucking him up. I think you're going to end up like ruining him and fucking up what you're doing as a team by like just mixing and matching and putting him all over the place.
I also think he might just be in case of emergency, we're just going to put you at, like if Bo's an absolute disaster at third, Brett's at third, we'll figure out. And listen, spoiler, I'm running it back as if I'm allowed to. I'll just have Beatty be my guy again. I also fully understand he is by no means a lock to put up even the production he did last season, which was mostly, second half when he came up after he murdered Syracuse for like the 30th fucking time in his career. There should be statues of Brett Beatty in Syracuse. He was raking so much up.
Right.
But like Vientos, we've all kind of written off as being like, well, this guy's probably fucking cooked, which is crazy because he's so
crazy. But you know what's so sick about baseball is he's probably not. He'll probably hit like 4 years from now for another team because baseball's that fucking stupid. And that's what sucks. Like that's where I think GMs really make their money, where it's like you got to make the right call on whether to pull the plug on this thing when it's like not that far removed from an incredible playoffs. And I don't know, there's still a lot to like be decided there if you ask me. And like somebody at some point will benefit from him, but I just don't know if it's gonna be anytime soon for this team.
Agreed. So
he's 26. He's like should be in the prime of his career,
but also that's young enough that like by the time he's 29, he might still be good. So,
yeah. So something's off because spring training is a small sample size, and then he decided to leave and go play in the World Baseball Classic. I don't know if that was a good or a bad thing because he's going away from the coaching that are like, hey, dude, you can't fucking hit the ball here. Now you're going to go play against All-Stars. Not going to help.
Right.
I don't
care.
He had
2 hits, 3 hits like the whole time. What?
I don't care at all about the March like spring training stats. Like it's all kind of fake. Like he knows he's making a team.
He's so streaky that I don't think it matters.
I agree with
show up 1 month and it should be like, all right, great.
I agree with all that, but it was just the wrong time to have a really
sure. I'm just saying, like he could have had no hits, and I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just pencil him in.
They did say about Beatty too. This is the first time he wasn't like trying to break camp.
Exactly.
They were just like, hey, dude, like you're on the team, so stop pressing, and then seemed to take it well. So
like Carson Bench, like his spring trainings that's matter because you're trying to make the team. It's like Vientos, like at this point, you're like, what? You're a 4-year veteran, 5-year veteran at this point. He came up in 22. Like.
I am happy the way Benj responded too, because Talkman was on his ass the whole. Talkman was leading him at the beginning, and he was on his ass the whole time. And the fact Benj didn't back down or like.
Well, Benj was probably like fucking with his knee in the middle of the night, clawing the meniscus. One step left.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I needed to trade the 5 years in Nemo to give way to let Benj play like his rookie contract 6 years.
Yeah,
that's true.
And that's the funny thing. Like, we haven't said Marcus Simeon's name like once on this, and he's just on the team, and his batting might just be the same, which is black.
And or he's a plus glove at second base. He's not gonna, like scream at the umpire after strike threes or just throw tantrums in the dugout. Like,
man,
sometimes I think that Phil just wants to watch baseball teams play defense, and that's it. You just want to watch people field the ball.
He's better than Jeff McNeil. Hot take.
Well, that's for certain, yeah.
I will say, if Dev had his hat on and it was Jeff Martinez instead of Jeff McNeil, there would be some really outrageous things. Dev has how angry he gets in strikeouts and just his attitude. So I'm happy he is Jeff McNeil. Fuck, I'm gonna say it. I like Jeff McNeil. By the end, he drove me fucking crazy like everyone else. He's a good fucking player for a while there. He was an absolute
but he was always an asshole.
He was always an asshole. He also came on the show, so I am also like,
I know,
but that was not an asshole in real life. He's just an asshole. Yeah,
like but even like in the beginning, he wasn't an asshole at all. He felt like this like perfect teammate, like choir boy. It felt like he was when he came on the show. He was like so boring and mild mannered because he was just like, I just love baseball. And then he turned into this like lunatic hothead. If he didn't suck so much, I would say it was roid rage. He should have just done the steroids. He had all of the after effects of steroids without the production.
That's true.
It's easy to see how his golf career took a turn, though. He probably shanked one and was just like happy.
Yeah, he does not have a root for a golfer. That is a great point. How he fucking survives in that stupid game.
Seriously,
gosh. So I do think this. I think the defensive mistakes that are made this year are going to be loud. It's going to be Bo miss. I watched a lot more spring training than I have in years. Just I had it on the background when I was working, and like you'd see like Bo, you're like, oh my god, like that's a gimme for like a Brett Beatty at third, or Polanco going the complete wrong way on that one ground ball. I don't know if you saw that the other day. That was like they have some ugly mistakes along the way, and if hopefully we cut those down, we'll be fine. But there are going to be some loud missteps when there are missteps. And I think the one thing no one's really talking about is the injuries. We have Bichetta's had a couple weird injuries. It's not like he has problematic stuff, which is good, but Polanco did have like problematic stuff. Our center fielder, who could be, if Luis Robert catches, we're going to the playoffs. It's just that simple.
That's my guy. Spoiler alert.
That's
Luis
your guy?
Robert.
Damn.
Put the flag down.
Who's your guy?
Luis Robert. He's going to go 30-30 this year.
Wow, that's a bold guy.
I think we see him boom away from the shackles of the Chicago White Sox, a proper training staff that'll keep him healthy.
Like, all right, so we got one guy off the board. Luis Robert guy pick.
The way that
Let's go straight to it now. I'll let you guys start choosing your guys. Kyle, you were going to go Lou Bob. Wait, Phil, as your guy, can I say Lou Bob? I know he doesn't like it, but I want to say it on the podcast.
La Pantera.
La Pantera.
Pantera.
I know Kev's guy. Kev with the hat on ain't saying La Pantera.
I'm saying Lou Bob. My favorite player of the season is Lou Bob. Lou Bob's my good friend. I drink PBR with Lou Bob.
You got 2 white guys in the lineup to pick from.
Yeah.
A 50-50 shot.
I got Clay on Beatty, so you're going.
Yeah, you got. I'm down. I got left. I got nobody left. Kyle, you go first. Who's your guy?
Carson Bench. That's who I thought we were going to be fighting over, but Robert was going to be my backup. The way Mendy's talking about him is what's making me fall in love with him, though, because he's just like, this guy's incredible. Oh my God, the way he runs his body, the way he takes care of himself and swings. I'm like, okay, just put him in bubble wrap until the season starts, because that's been his only knock this whole time, that he's always playing injured. Like, not Stantonian injuries, but he is a physical specimen, the likes of which we were hoping Marte was going to be for us, but then was too old. So I think that, to Phil's point, he could be the ultimate X factor. That's a good my guy pick. But Carson Bench for sure.
4 home runs from our center fielders last year. Robert's going to have that by mid-April.
Yeah.
I think he's going to sit a good amount. I think he'll sit like twice a week to start the season. We'll see a lot of Tyrone Taylor, which is fine. It would have been nice if Talkman was our backup, corners, but it is what it is. So Benj, and then let's see. Kevin Francis, who do we have left for you here?
The whole point of picking a guy is to always kind of pick a little bit of a off the beaten path or a risky pick. But also, like, I just think it's gonna be my guy. I can't give you like a diamond in the rough type pick right now. But in terms of like, who am I in my heart and head riding for, it's this guy right here. Like, I so desperately want a 300 hitter who just hits the ball. I love his name. I love his swagger. I love his the pedigree of coming from Dante Bichette. He's my guy. He's a high price. Like, he's going to be good, almost like a certain level of production you're going to get. So he'll be my guy. If I'm trying to pick somebody who's a little more,
I know, 2-time All-Star for you guys, tough.
That's what I mean. I know.
That's a good pick.
So, you know what though? Okay. So then I think Tobias Myers is going to be my guy. Okay. I think he was such because Peralta's so good. He was like a throw-in. And I always love a good, like, remember when Diaz was the Cano trade?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, actually. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that Peralta is just as good, but I could see Tobias Myers being the real deal and being like, that would be such a bonus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if let's say he's just good, that changes the whole rotation. That bumps everybody down a spot. Like, so Tobias Myers will be my, a little bit of a risky pick, but I think he's gonna be lights out.
Going back to Bichette, I do love how much Phillies fans hate him. They hate a player that's never played for their team before. It's like they thought they were getting him, only be like, oh no, he's just going to the Mets.
Yep.
I was looking to see if I could bet this. I couldn't find the odds anywhere. I don't know if they even have odds for this. I want to bet Bo winning the batting title this year because he's a free agent.
Batting like 302.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not going to have to go crazy. He's not putting up 20 win numbers. And I guess Arias is in the National League still.
I think the NL only had like 200-300 hitters last year. It was like Trey Turner and Nico Horner.
And Bo kind of, is in that range, and he's going to be behind Juan Soto, right? And
by the way, my eternal guy is Juan Soto. If this is much like the Lindorks, there's anybody bad mouthing Juan Soto again, that was one of the most despicable things this fan base has ever done. And then he ends up putting up like one of his best seasons ever in a year that he was probably more complained about than any other season. You fucking morons. Learn your lesson for the 4th time now. And we did it with Beltran. We did it with Piazza. We did it with Beltran. We did it with Lindor. We did it with Soto. Shut the fuck up, you morons.
Get mad at him for walking and hitting solo home runs. He can't help if there's anybody on base in front of him.
God forbid he walks in front of Bo Bichette who's hitting 300 behind him. Like, Bo Bichette's going to drive in 110 runs this year.
Right.
Yeah,
he's going to be good, man. Yo, this team's going to be good.
It's going to be a good baseball team.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Not that he's not that he's my guy, but like I've invested so much in him to become this fucking Joe Mauer type, like a franchise catcher, that it's time. Like
this is the first time I feel like he's under the radar, where you're not like, we need him to hit.
That is true.
And then he will hit.
But I also think this is the first time that I'm like, every other season I've been like, he's young, he got injured. There's excuses. Like, I don't think there's any more excuses. You've been around a long time. Pitchers used to rave about you and the way you ran the battery. That's fine. But it's time to fucking hit and play and be like an everyday catcher, because, you know, you're not 21 anymore.
He's going to be where we replace Pete's Power from. I think he takes that leap to
God
like
willing.
home runs.
I've been saying that for a couple of years.
We called him up like so egregiously early, and like we needed him because like it was just a matter of circumstance. But again, 24, like this is the time when you would think he'd be getting called up, because catcher's not a position you call up early.
Well, that's why I'm like, did you botch it, or can you settle in, or is it just been like too much pressure, too fast, and now it's too late?
Yeah.
You forget that, you know, Tomas Nido was our catcher and giving us.
Oh, you talk about Tomas Nido.
For Narvaez.
Remember Tomas Nido doing tequila shots on a live stream? That guy was fucking awesome, man. He was the man, dude. God. He was so cool.
Guillermo, right? Who's Guillermo?
Guillermo.
Guillermo. Oh my!
I do still love Luis Torrens, though. He is a solid backup. The two of them together, I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, and honest, I don't know. Obviously, we're recording this on March 25th at 11. I don't think the 25 man has been announced yet, or whatever. Is it 26 man? I'm so fucking lost in modern baseball rules. But is there a chance Melendez comes up now with Talkman gone? Or are we going to do the Brujan guy or something like that?
Vidal?
I don't know.
Because I do like Melendez having the catcher possibility if we have to pinch hit or do a double switch or do some weird funky shit for some reason. I like having an emergency third catcher on the roster that is actually not like an absolute zero. So that could be cool. But again, we'll see about that. Alvarez just has to stay healthy. Kyle, you wrote players that need to make the biggest jump. I think just like games played by Alvarez has to be the biggest jump for like.
But also I feel like, can you stop like hitting him in the hand with pitches? And just like some of those injuries were not really his fault.
Yeah.
He like almost needs to change jerseys because that just feels
like You know what he needs to do is change teams. Yeah. He just change teams. Gotta get away from the Mets. And by the way, we haven't even really talked about Peralta. Like that, it's so different when you sign the big prize free agent versus you kind of come out of nowhere with not out of nowhere. That was rumored or whatever, but like you don't go into that offseason being like the Mets need to get Peralta. The way I was thinking about Skubal or some of the free agent pitchers, like that's just as big of a move. It wasn't as like highly anticipated because it kind of materialized quickly, but like he's an ace. It's a big fucking move from your boy Stearns.
And he fits into 39% Hispanic ratio, so it helps.
And it also sounds like he hosts like the post-game parties. It's like the life of the party. He's got good vibes. So
and he's a player Stearns signed when he was like 18 or like 16, whatever it was. It's like Stearns has known this guy for his whole life, basically.
I know, but I remember saying that about what's his face, the other one, Frankie Montas. I remember being
that was different. He had nothing to do with that. He never didn't have any background in Montas.
Well, it came from the Brewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he wasn't like working with the Brewers. That's like his old like he was on the Brewers for half a season. Peralta's been on the Brewers for like 6-7 years. That's
got it. Okay. That's what you
mean. And by the way, no, unless you have the receipts, no one can complain about Sean Manaea this season because we all wanted him back. That was the one guy signed. We were like, fucking, what do we call him? The tribal leader or whatever. Yeah. He was our fucking guy in 24. And you can be like, Stearns, if he doesn't bring back Manaea, every single one of us wanted Manaea. It was a great free agent crop. And we could still, it's what, 2 more. It's Uncle Stevie's money. It's fake fucking money, at least until the lockout ruins all our fucking advantages. So I
feel like that Dodgers series from Manaea was Santana's no-hitter. Like we needed him. He clearly ran out of gas that last start, and I think that was just like
we killed him. We sacrificed him essentially, like he did Johan. Yeah. Johan was the pitching coach for Venezuela. Was Venezuela?
Yes,
right? He was.
Yes. He got a ring or medal, I should say.
Yeah.
Who is it? Was Terry Collins the manager when he threw the no-no? Whoever it is cries when they bring it up because he's like, I basically killed him.
That was Terry.
134 pitches, man. That's fucking crazy. That's like 60 pitches more than these guys throw these days.
And Kev, you talk about how, like, you with Lindor, I had Johan on my fantasy team, and I was like, I love this guy. And then he got traded to the Mets. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And
oh, that was amazing.
We got our Mets stench.
That was equal to them running Pedro Martinez out there injured just to throw a meaningless game against Dontrell Willis.
Mm-hmm. That was really. I mean, I can understand the no hitter thing is different for the Mets at that point because we hadn't had one, but the Pedro thing is absolutely unforgivable.
Because, like, and listen, I love Johan, but like that's like a crime against like the baseball gods. Pedro Martinez, like, he could have still had a couple more years of like being really good.
Dude, how about this? Think about this alternate world. If challenges were a thing, they challenge the Beltran double. The no hitter's over. You just take him out of the game, and you get like 3 more seasons of Santana on the Mets. Could have been the best thing that ever happened to us. Everybody loves that no hitter, but man, we paid the price for that.
We would have won 78 games those years instead of 174.
You're right.
Man, those like those 2012 Mets. There's some grisly like early years of Citi Field, just very very ugly.
Before we wrap up, are you Team Gio or Team Brandon Tierney?
I haven't followed it close enough to know the specifics.
It's getting spicy. They're going at it, man.
I have to watch all the videos because I know it's still going. I was like, oh, shit.
So Tierney, there was a rumor about Brandon Tierney that he went out drinking with the St. John's basketball team after a win one day. And Tierney took that really seriously. He was like, I would never be drinking with kids. Like, no way. And then Gio called into their show doing a voice pretending to be a listener who like furthered the rumor. Was like, I saw you or some shit like that. And Tierney came out like a year later after being let go saying that Gio was a bad teammate for pranking his show. And then Gio went fucking nuclear and was like, you want to talk about bad teammate? Everybody here hates you. You're the worst teammate of all. And like everybody loves me, everyone hates you. And then Tierney came back and was like, you'd be surprised the people in my DMs and texts, like important people who are on my side. And it's just, and they just keep going. Like no one's letting it die. So it's not quite, Carton versus Francesa or something like that. But it's good to have a little WFAN beef back. I think I'm indifferent. I just want to watch the drama. I don't think anybody's right or wrong here.
Yeah, it's nice to have that. I have to say, it's a nice thing to have in this world is when you have the beef going on. Rap beef, obviously.
Yeah,
this is the much nerdier version of rap beef.
But you know what I don't like? Tierney was like, if you took away Gio's like impersonations and his humor, he'd have nothing left. Nobody cares. Like nobody cares what you have to say about the Mets, Mets, Jets, Yankees, and Knicks. Like your sports acumen is bad. It's like. That's not what you guys are. You're entertainers. Like in this day and age.
Listen to Craig Carton's show?
Right. That's what I mean. It's like that's what guys who aren't that funny and entertaining lean on is like, oh, you don't know sports. I hear this all the time. It's like, yeah, I don't know sports like that anymore. I don't do X's and O's. I don't do sports analysts. I'm trying to entertain. So that's like his argument. So I don't think you're gonna win this battle doing that, bro.
I don't think Tierney's ever been good on the radio there. Like they teamed him up with Tiki, who like I think Tiki's like kind of a lightweight when it's not football season also. Mm-hmm. So the two of them together was terrible. And then they split them up and put Evan Roberts really got the rawest deal of like the entire WFAN shakeup. Because they've stuck him with Carton, didn't work with that. Now he's with Tiki, doesn't work with that in my opinion. And it's like, God, the only thing they have going is the morning show. So for Tierney to turn around and say that about Gio, it's like that's the only successful thing they can point to for the show at the moment.
Right. And I just, the days of like people just wanting like sports analysis is not your job anymore. Like you're a fucking like 4-hour entertainer and just talking about like war and like the intricacies of like the ABS system. Nobody fucking cares.
By the way, if you want that, listen on the weekends because they do have people who are just
overnight, all that shit. Right.
Roberts is my guy. That's the only guy I don't even listen to if anymore, but if I do,
him and Joe are the best.
Yeah. Awesome. That was a squad.
We just have to make this pact as a podcast. I don't think it's a very big pact, but if God forbid something comes out of it, I need us all to agree. The fact that Luis Angel Acuna batted .409 with 18 hits, 3 doubles, a home run, and a 1.003 OPS. If by some chance he becomes that guy that he would like flash once in like a year, if he becomes anything close to that, no one's gonna fucking do the Pete Crow arm. Oh my God!
Yeah. Here's the only thing I'll say is you have to remember he's a switch hitter. So factor all that in. He's the full package, man. That was crazy. He like doubled and tripled down on it too. It's like, just admit you were wrong, bro.
And he like joked about it afterwards. And it's like, that's a dude who knows that owner ain't firing him because he's a fucking laptop.
Yeah.
Did you think he was trading for Ryan Mauricio?
I don't know what he thought. Maybe. Yeah. By the way, Mauricio's still my guy. I'll never see him again, but he's still my guy.
So you have Mauricio in the holster if he gets called up from the minors.
Yes.
Your guy, you get like the claim on him. Because I always think, oh, Kev's guy had a good day today, or
Yes. I'm still waiting for the day he turns into Ellie De La Cruz. That ship may have sailed.
Who was the Dilson Herrera? That was like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be so good. I can't believe we traded him for Jay Bruce. Yeah. All right, so we're wrapping up with this record prediction. The big numbers coming out, and they've gone up and down over the years.
What's our DraftKings line at right now?
Ooh, good question. 89.5.
I was gonna say that would be. I actually, it scares me when I'm high on the Mets.
We have the second best odds to win the NL. I know that.
Whoa. Okay.
Behind, obviously, take a guess who has the best odds.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, what's the difference between first and second there, though?
I will never forget when someone goes, will this be a disappointment of a season if the Mets don't win the World Series? I'm like, bro, making the World Series is a miracle in the National League.
Bro, making the playoffs makes me happy as a Mets fan.
The Dodgers are plus 120 to win the NL. The Mets are plus 700.
Oh my Holy shit.
You're getting value.
Honestly,
I thought it'd be 1,000.
That's a good value pick, though, just because, like, anytime you can get like plus 700 with the second best team is, anything can happen in a short series or even in a long series. You never know. So,
division odds. We're plus 140 to win a division. Phillies plus 175. Braves plus 250. So about
And do they have a win total there?
90.5.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say 91. It always scares me to be over, though. So I'm going to say 90.
All right. Kyle?
I'm going to be cautiously optimistic this year.
What does that mean?
Cautiously optimistic?
Like, are you? Does that mean are you being more cautious or more optimistic? Where are you going here?
I'm going to be. I don't know. I was going to say 89 to start.
I was going to say, is it an 8 handle or a 9 handle?
Yeah, I was going to say 89 to start, but I think it's going to be 92.
Woo, baby.
Yep. It depends on the starting pitching. And the starting pitching is, again, the biggest question mark. That was our biggest problem last year. It wasn't anything else. It was starting pitching. Right. We don't know what we have technically. We're expecting Clay Holmes to be the Clay Holmes we had last season.
The only thing I'll say is that I thought this last year, but I really think of this year, is there's enough in the mix. You got an ace. You got a young kid who I think might be an ace. You got some, I think there's a lot of things in the mix that if they click and go right, you have the potential for a really good rotation is there.
I'll say this. I don't think they're going to wait to pull the trigger to pull anybody up if we realize this shit's not working because they waited too long last year, and
it would have worked. Like
Nolan McLean is the front runner for Rookie of the Year going into this season. So you need him to turn around and do exactly what he's been doing. You need Clay Holmes to have another back-to-back season being a starter. There's just a lot of question marks. I think 92 is
question marks are also they go both ways.
I know.
If Peralta is an ace, if McLean turns into an ace, if Tong can pitch a full season,
Christian Scott coming up.
If Christian Scott bounces back, if Peterson bounces back, if Manaya's healthy, if Clay Holmes just continues. That's like 6 guys that there is promise there. Now,
a decent case. They have the best rotation in the division with Zach Wheeler out for the Phillies. If you really want to go that far,
right?
Because the Phillies only really have Chris Sanchez. Luzardo's pretty good, but then after that, it's like Walker, Andrew Petrie, we've never seen.
Yeah.
I forgot who their 5th starter is. Oh, Nolan, who hasn't been good last year at all.
God.
And listen, we didn't really go deep into the pitching. I think we could say this. The pitching, if everyone's healthy, could be good because every guy in the rotation has shown they can be good.
That's what I mean.
It could also be fucking terrible, as every guy last year showed. So it's like,
and
I'm not going to get up and down about pitching and bullpen. It's health and it's the gods. I don't even know.
We're not going to have a bullpen game started by like Dickie Lovelady or he may be on the roster, but we're not going to have bullpen games started by like Justin Hagenman or Brandon Waddell. It's like
this is the first year we don't have our security blanket.
Yeah.
Dude, there were times, I mean, obviously as I get older, I know less and less about the roster and the call-ups and stuff. But there were times last year where some guys were starting and I was like, I don't know who this fucking guy is. He's starting today. What is going on, man?
We had like a 3-man rotation at one point because it was like bullpen games.
3-man rotation.
It's just like we have a bullpen game this day, a bullpen game that day. It's like
And so, yeah, there's like you said, like those four guys, Manaea, Scott, Tong, and Myers. Those are, if the starting 5 rotation goes down, those are our next group. That's our next group, not Tyler McGill out of nowhere starting opening day. And I think now the machine is here. Plus, we didn't really talk about this, and I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout the season because everybody asking when they get fired. New hitting coach, new pitching coach, hitting coach from the Astros, hitting coach from
who's our scapegoat for when things go bad, Clem? Give me their names. You know,
I don't even know. That's how you know it's ready. But by fucking this time next month, one of them's going to be on the hot seat, if not both, right?
Oh, and
by the way, fuck Eric Chavez. That guy sucks.
Yeah. What a petty little bitch. Like, I used to defend those guys. Now I'm like, yeah, fuck him. Burn him at the stake. These guys are assholes. It was his fault.
After said we're to team up north, like he won't even say our name.
What a fucking loser, man. The just like Luis Angel Acuna, this is more of a not if. When Brandon Sproat is good, we have to be okay with that. He's a good pitcher. You have to give up good pitchers to get even better pitchers. There'll probably be a patch of the season where Peralta is only pitching like 3 innings to start and Sproat's playing good and we're going to kill him for it. And then it'll flip. Like, it's just what happens when you trade for good players. So
or Jet Williams when he becomes a good player. It's like, guess what? We have other infielders like AJ Ewing. Or like last year, people were flipping out when we traded Drew Gilbert. Guess what? Carson Bench is our starting right fielder. It's like we had a surplus of
Jared Kelenic didn't make the White Sox.
Yeah. They're prospects. They're lottery tickets.
That needs to be like a term, like when Bill Simmons coined like the Ewing theory. There needs to be like the Kelenic effect, where for every fan base, like this is the lesson. Like, we thought this man was the second coming. We let it dictate our like sports radio talk for like 4 years, and he fucking sucks.
New York Sports Radio was talking about the Modesto Hot Nuts, like just watching their box scores. Like, wait for him to do something in the majors, and I think he's actually worth like 0 WAR in his major league career.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's not like he didn't just have like bad teams. Like the Braves are a team that you thought like
usually
fucking the worst case scenario. Remember he came up in that fucking Lindor home run game to end the season? Absolute nightmare shit. And in the end, he just fucking stunk.
Phil, 0.2 career WAR.
Jesus Christ. Phil, record prediction.
96 wins. I feel really confident about this team. I'm a 96er. Like I said, we needed to clean house after last year. A lot of memorable faces. They're all gone. It's a new roster. There'll be new people to like, new people to hate right away. But I still feel really, really confident about this team. I also think the Phillies are due to have a fall off. Like we said, they brought up they're running it back. Their same core. The Braves have like one healthy starting pitcher and a bunch of slop. Crazy. It's like we're probably the most complete team right now in the division. I just feel really confident. And DraftKings agrees. I think we're minus 380 to make the playoffs.
Well, Zuna's gone too, right?
That's we see him tomorrow.
He's Ozuna from the Pirates now.
Ozuna from the Pirates. We see tomorrow. It's not going to be face Skeens.
It's so funny that we do this every year, though, guys. Like, what's gonna go wrong? What's gonna give me 2 weeks and we'll be on here screaming about something. It really is hope
There's
springs
a press
eternal.
conference today at 2. Who knows?
We know Peralta is out for the season or something. Like,
God, no.
You know, it's just like it's hope springs eternal, and this is the last time that things. This is like when you're in the army and they give you like a really good meal, it's because they're like sending you to like that's right now we're eating filet mignon and surf and turf and it's about to go down, dude.
Well, I guess that'll take me to my pick. 98 wins on the season, boys. We're going
98. No, is that you being you, or you really think?
No, that was the number. It was locked in 98. Wow. I thought running back 96ers, but I hit it once, and I'm like, I'm not going to chase it. And then I'm like, fuck it, like. There's a million reasons why it could go wrong, like you said, and a lot of them. I was thinking we should draft. All right, next week, what do you think we're going to complain about? And then we do that every week and see who hits.
How about this? Let me just quickly give me more numbers here. If everyone on this team played up to their maximum potential, what would your number then be?
I'll tell you what it would be. Fucking with Darren from the 7 line gave me 105. That's 6 son of a
this year. 105. That's crazy.
105 without that precursor.
But I really I like. It's more. You can say like the fact that is even if everyone played to their potential, 100+ wins is I think like a reasonable pick. Now
the Dodgers line is 102.5. Like
and they already have guys hurt and banged up.
Yeah. I'm just like. nobody has a team play up to their full absolute potential. I'm just saying that they've compiled a talented roster here that if everyone did, it would be a lot of fucking wins. It's not going to be, there's going to be injuries, there's going to be regressions, all that sort of shit. The Dodgers will get to 102 with all the injuries and regressions. Mm-hmm. If the Dodgers had everything go well, it'd be 125. So I'm just happy that they at least shook up the roster and put talented young people out there that if they do reach their full potential, it would be a very good year.
Could you imagine 105 win season?
No.
101. We were on cloud 9 the entire year.
No, but that was the sickest part. We weren't, because they were just chasing us the whole time. Imagine a year of like 100 wins where like the next
we won every series, like every single series that season.
No, but yeah, like 101 win season where the next team is 92 wins like it was in 2006.
Right.
Where, again, 2006, I think, is like this dream. They won 97 games that year.
97 games.
I'm saying 98 right now.
Imagine, like, remember what was it? I think the Dodgers missed the playoffs. That's why they started the wild card. They had 108 wins. They didn't make the playoffs. 108 wins. You go home in September. Are you fucking crazy?
The 86 Mets won 108 wins. They are the gold standard for greatness in baseball for our franchise.
Right. These guys didn't make it. So, I mean, God, I would give anything for 100 wins. Literally anything.
This is the last question I'll ask. If you had the choice for this season, would you just simulate right now and just
always from now on to the rest of the time? I don't like watching baseball. Are you fucking kidding me? People say to me, "Oh, if you don't watch the WBC, you don't like baseball." Yeah, you're fucking right. I don't like baseball. I just want the Mets to win. That's it.
It's the journey, not the destination. But at some point, I just need the destination to come in.
It's not the journey.
And then I'll enjoy the journey the rest of my life, I promise.
Yeah, right? The problem is the destination is always we end up in like the bottom of the sewer. If the destination is something good, just get me there, man. I don't need the fucking journey.
Fucking Clemmer goes like, we only have so many bases.
Oh, shut up.
That's a threat, bro.
That's the problem, man. Yeah.
I need the pageantry of opening day and that weekend, and then 2 months off, and then hop back in the summer.
That's it. Yep.
We'll have to do like a video like, hey, this is Clem. This is me before opening day. And then this is Clem. This is after game 162. We lost to the Marlins and missed the playoffs after another goal.
That is a good, we should do that. That's funny. I'm Kevin, and I think the Mets are going to win 92 games. Oh, Kevin, and we only won 70. Fuck me.
This team Kunsel everything.
By the way, this is no longer the year of the no Kunsel. The Kunsel is back on the table.
Kunsel's back in the waters? Oh, yes. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
He's going to have a safe trigger.
They got 1 year of a reprieve, and they did not, do what they should have done. They should have consuled. So sorry, it's back on the table.
Well, we do have our best luck when you have the April console. So just put that out there.
That is true. Maybe I'll console after 4 games this year, and then we make a ride. Yeah,
March console could be even better. So I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
So early this year.
We haven't made it to the Final Four.
Oh God.
Way too early.
The pre-Easter console.
Well, we got a new hat in the mix. We got a new presenting sponsor in the mix. Jack Pocket. Shout out Jack Pocket. And we got the same old Mets about to haunt our fucking lives for the next 6+ months. But there's no crew. I'd rather be in with more than you 6 sons of bitches and everyone watching and listening as well. Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
You gotta believe.